3 things that changed my life that will change yours too. Hey guys, it's Rahim. Welcome here. If you're new, I talk about property investment, personal development, and how to gain financial freedom. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the 3 things that changed my life that I believe if you implement will change your life too. Look, the reason why I'm sharing this is because there's so many people have asked me, Rahim, how were you able to move from a dead broke accountant to a successful property investor in a very short period of time? Life, which I hope you can implement to change your life too. And here's the thing, the only way you can change your life is by things are. And if you want to know what these 3 things are, I'll advise you to stay until the end, as I would explain to you step by step what I did to actually change and utilize these 3 things I'm about to share with you to help you take you a little bit closer to your investment journey. Not just your investment journey, but your whole life itself. So let's get to it. The first thing I looked into was to find out what motivates me. What is the thing that I can do every single day, day in and day out, without losing focus? And also, what motivates me to do that? For me, it wasn't material things. It's not about having a Tesla. It's not about having a Range Rover Sport. It's not about materials things, so to speak. It wasn't anything like that. That's the reason most of my videos, I don't like to show material things, because they have a bigger purpose and a bigger motivation to get me to do what I'm doing today. For you, it might be cars. It might be Lamborghinis. It might be Teslas. It might be Bentleys. It might be Ferraris. It might be Maybachs, whatever that is. So what motivates you? It's your driving force to get you to your destination. For me, what motivates me is being able to provide for my family, to allow working in my family to become an option instead of an obligation. And what also motivates me to help is to help the people that looks like me to know that there is an opportunity there in property investment to make passive recurring income. What also motivates me is to give back to my community, give back to charities. And I'm currently helping feed the poor in Africa. These are the things that really helps me, motivates me, wanting me to want to achieve more and more and more. Perhaps you need to ask yourself, what is that one thing that wakes you up in the morning? What is that one thing that really motivates? Is it your wife? Is it your children? Is it a car? Is it a Lamborghini? Is it a house you saw that you said, whoa, I want to get this house. This is a beautiful house. Whatever that motivates, you need to determine what that is. Because if you haven't got anything that motivates you, you haven't got the feel to drive you to where you want to go. Now, most people, their motivation or what motivates them is coming from a pain point. Maybe you've gone through lots of uphill battles. Maybe you've come from a disturbed family. Maybe you come from a poor family. Maybe you come from a family where money is never discussed, and you really want to change that, right? That could be a motivation for you. Perhaps it's not that Lamborghini. Perhaps it's not that Ferrari. It's about making difference, making impact. Perhaps maybe for you is to become financially free. It's to have freedom to choose what you want to do, to spend time with your loved ones, to go on the places where you could only dream of. Perhaps that is your motivation. So whatever your motivation is, you need to know what that is in order to get you to do what you want to do. So what is that? So what I'd like you to do, if you're watching this video, pause the video. This is the first time I've asked people in my channel to pause my videos. So pause it, don't get distracted. Ask yourself, what motivates me? What is the thing that I want to do to achieve X? What motivates me to achieve X? Whatever that may be to you. It doesn't have to be property. It doesn't have to go into properties, basically. It could be anything, right? If you find what motivates you, that would be your fuel to get you to that destination. 2, traditional education will not get you to where you want to be. Now, why am I sharing this? I was a victim. Look, I'm not dissing going to university here, by the way. I'm not saying going to university is a wrong thing. But for me, it has not given me the benefit that I was sold. Let me explain. I was told if I go to university, I'll be able to become financially independent. I can become an accountant. And after being an accountant, I'll be able to be a management accountant. And then I'll be able to do stuff the time and place I wanted. But in the real world, it wasn't the case, right? I got my degree, started working. The first thing that hits me, literally, is learning everything again at the workplace. In essence, what I've learned at university become redundant because I was not taught what they were going to teach me in the workplace. That was one of the setbacks. I feel like, whoa, you're teaching me this? I've not learned that from uni. So what was I doing at uni? This sort of thing start literally coming out of my brain, thinking, why did I go to uni? But really and truly, what really makes me understand traditional education is not going to work for me is the people I was working with. They're all working seriously long hours in a job that they hate. They hate the people that they work with. They're just there because they've got rent, mortgages, and cars to pay for. Literally, if they had any other option, they will not be in that place. I saw my manager traveling to Sweden, Denmark, Luxembourg, Brussels, Paris. Literally, she is on a car and trains and aeroplanes 5 days, sometimes even 6 days a week. I'm thinking, what? Really? Is that what I'm going to be doing in the next, in about 5 to 6 years time once I've become a chartered accountant? I'm thinking I've been literally ripped off. You know, after having £35,000 in debt for having a degree, only to learn I'll be living that sort of lifestyle. For me, I thought I've been conned, right? And I realized it is not going to work for me, right? Then obviously it was a terrible moment for me, to be honest with me, because I was shocked. You know, when I was young, I was told to go to uni, get a degree. Once you've got a degree, life will be amazing. Only to realize this in the first year of my job, when I start observing around there, I realized that working for someone will not get me to the financial freedom I was told. And then what I then did is to look at the people that are working seriously long hours managing all these projects. I look at it this way. These people are actually working for someone who owns a business, okay? That person may not even have a clue what my manager is doing. Those analysis, this capex, you know, asset appreciation, calculation and all that. That owner of the business may not even aware about that employee doing all that sort of thing. I realized that person may be in somewhere in Dubai or Monaco chilling because he's a billionaire, right? He's got a corporation, people working for them. And I realized that I've been cheated. You know, I realized I've been cheated. And at that point also, I start taking stock, looking at the rich people, right? Looking at the billionaires. I looked at Bill Gates. He did not finish university. Mark Zuckerberg hasn't got a university degree, right? Literally dropped off at uni. Elon Musk, same thing. Warren, I'm thinking, what is going on, right? Obviously, we've been told to go to uni, get a degree and all that. That's the time I start thinking differently. Okay, I start thinking different and I realized traditional education will not get me to financial freedom. It will not going to make me a millionaire. It can make me a high-paid employee, but it will not make me financially free. Definitely not. So I was 2 exams away to become a chartered accountant. I stopped it. I said, look, getting those 2 papers done would only tighten that rope in my neck. So that's the second thing that I did to change my life. At that time, it was risky. Then I said to myself now, okay, I'm going to stay working for someone for maximum of 5 years. Okay, that was my target. 5 years, I'm out. Believe me or not, I could not stay working for people for 3 years. So the maximum amount of time I worked for anybody in my entire life is 3 years. And I wonder how people are able to do it 5, 6, 7, 8, some even 20 to 40 years. It's a terrible thing. Right? For me personally, I'm not saying you're not good in what you're doing. I'm not saying you don't love it. If you love it, congratulations to you. I'm not trying to diss you here. But for me, it wasn't working for me. Right? It wasn't something that I want to do. It wasn't something that I see myself doing. It wasn't something that I needed to do. I don't need to play work politics. I don't need to kiss someone else's ass to actually get a pay rise or to get recognized. So that second thing changed me. That leads me to the third thing, roadmap. What do I mean by roadmap? Is taking the road or is taking the same road someone has already been through that journey. I call it blueprint, okay? Blueprint is following someone else's roadmap to take you to your destination. So now what do I mean by that? What I did basically, I looked into myself and I looked to the successful people around there. All the people that are very successful are people that are very passionate about personal development and getting a coach and a mentor to help them, propel them, catapult to their destination. So I follow that roadmap. So what I did, I find someone who's gone through the road I'm about to face to help me, guide me through the pit holes, through the hoop and bumps to get me to my destination. So instead of Googling stuff, going on YouTube, trying to learn things, right, trying to do so many researches, I get someone who would help me. Look, bro, tap me on the shoulder, hold my hands, that's your destination. If you follow this road, you get through it, there's a bump on your left hand side. Once you've gone through that bump, there's another bump on your right hand side. As you go along, there's a little tiny bump in the front. But once you've gone through those bumps, you are at your destination. So basically, I'm going prepared. I'm going knowing that I'm going to face those bumps. Guess what? I prepare for those bumps. And when I get to those bumps, right, I ring him. I'm at the bump now. What do I do to kind of maneuver around this bump? It's okay. Turn your wheel that way. Maybe you're going to go that way. Then you go through that bump. Get to the next bump. You guide me around the way. Get me to the next bump. I sail through and I get to my destination. That's the way you'll be able to propel yourself, catapult yourself to the next level of success, whether it's physical, moral, religious, financially. I don't care what that is. If you haven't got someone to guide you, if you haven't got someone to mentor you, if you haven't got a roadmap to follow, you're going to get lost. And that's where lots of people give up. When they get lost, they give up. They're like, whoa, this is not working for me, right? They give up and end up doing 9 to 5 or end up going back working for people. So if you're watching this video right now and you're with me right now and you're watching this at the end and you're one of those people that have actually watched this until the end, because believe me or not, 90% of the people watch the video, the first 2 minutes they're out. Maybe the first 3 minutes they're out. You are here 30 minutes in watching this video with me. You're an action taker. You are relentless. So you've learned this now. You know these 3 things. Take them, grab them, make a use of it. But here's the thing that's going to stop you probably that I want to kind of talk about is this. You may be thinking, look, Rahim, all you've said there is amazing, beautiful, literally, find something that motivates you and then traditional education is dead. I get all that. But Rahim, I've got a mortgage to pay, right? I've got car leases to pay for. I've got all these expenses to pay for, right? How do I literally leave my job now to do what you've asked me to do? I'm not asking you that, by the way. Here's what I'm asking you. I'm asking you to find what motivates you. Perhaps, if you were me, you were an accountant, for example. You might not want to work for people. You can go and set up your own bookkeeping practice, right? You don't have to be a chartered accountant. Okay, you can go and set up a bookkeeping practice where you can approach people like ourselves to look after our books. Okay, if you're lucky to be an accountant, you can literally start getting clients, taxi drivers, Uber drivers, delivery drivers, self-employed to start doing their books, right? I'm not saying you can go into it full time. You can go into it part time, right? Make it your side hustle, right? Slowly, you start doing that, but you have to have that motivation why you want to do it first, right? And you slowly go into it. Perhaps property is your calling. For me, property was my calling. When I knew I wanted to invest in property, I made it a mission and my vision with my motivation to do it. So I did it, right? So whatever that may be for you, I'm not asking you to dive deep into it straight away. You can start it slowly by slowly, one step at a time to get you to where you want to go. But you have to have that motivation, right? I know you may be thinking I've got all these expenses to pay for. I get that, okay? But get what motivates you first, okay? In order to make a plan to move to where you want to go. And if you can master that and if you can implement that, there's no way you won't be successful religiously, morally, emotionally, and most importantly, financially. Here's the thing. If you want to learn how to start and scale in property investment, you are in the right YouTube channel, by the way, right? There's an opportunity for you to click a link somewhere around my video to book one of my consultants for completely free of charge. You get 30-minute consultation where they will speak to you one-on-one to learn about your objective, to learn about what you want to do, how we can help you start and scale your property investment for completely free of charge. If you're a perfect fit, then obviously they will advise you what the next logical step may be for you. I really hope this video has been helpful. If this video has been helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos. I look forward to sharing the next one. Thank you.